Govindaya Namo Namah.
Kararavinde napadarvindam
Kararavinde Napadam
mukharavinde viniveshayantam
Mukaravinde Viniveshayantam
patasya patra sapute shayanam
Patasya Patra Sapute Shayanam
balam mukundam manasa smarami
Padam Kundam Manasam Smarami.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Guys, I am working today. Can you, Manu Prabhu, Ravi Prabhu, can you guys lead it, please? I'm in the mute.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Yeah, Manu Prabhuji. We are doing this one, right? The verse, sorry,
We're doing 62
57,
today.
61.
57, 61 finished. 62 we're doing today.
Yeah, okay. So we have to read the translation, right?
62, yeah. 57, 61 we have to read translation.
Yeah. Can you do it? Yeah. We'll just go through all the translations and purports. And if you have any questions, we'll discuss amongst.
Okay,
Would like to read the translation for this, for the last verse, so that we can then go to the next verse. Then.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace, Swami Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
When the queen drank liquor, King Puranjana also engaged in drinking. When the queen dined, he used to dine with her, and when she chewed, King Puranjana used to chew along with her. When the queen sang, he also sang. Similarly, when the queen cried, he also cried. And when the queen laughed, he also laughed. When the queen talked loosely, he also talked loosely. And when the queen walked, the king walked behind her. When the queen would stand still, the king would also stand still. And when the queen would lie down in bed, he would also follow and lie down with her. The queen sat, he would also sit, and when the queen heard something, he would follow her to hear the same thing. When the queen saw something, the king would also look at it. And when the queen smelled something, the king would follow her to smell the same thing. When the queen touched something, the king would also touch it. And when the dear queen was lamenting, the poor king also had to follow her in lamentation. In the same way, when the queen felt enjoyment, he also enjoyed. When the queen was satisfied, the king also felt satisfaction. Hare Krishna. So here, in this translation, Prabhupada ji is explaining how King Puranjana is completely absorbed by this queen, which is the one of the conditions of material existence and sense enjoyment. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, let's go to the next one. Yeah, 425.62. Vishaka Mataji, want to do the verse?
Yes, Prabhuji. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 4th canto, 25th chapter, 62nd verse. By A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Yeah.
Vipralabho mahisyayam.
Vipralabho mahishyayam.
Sarva prakriti vanchitaha.
Sarva prakriti vanchitaha.
Nechan anukratyo ajanaha.
Echan anukaroti ajnaha.
Kalai byat krida margo yatha.
Klaibyat krida mirgo yata.
Synonyms: Labha captivated.
Vipra Labdha captivated.
Mahisya by the queen.
Mahisya by the
Mahisya by the
queen.
queen.
Evam thus.
Evam thus.
Thus.
Sarva all.
Sarva all.
Prakriti existence.
Prakriti existence.
Vanchitaha being cheated.
Vanchita being cheated.
Na ichham without desiring.
Na ichhan without desiring.
Anukaroti used to follow and imitate.
Anukaroti used to follow and imitate.
Ajanaha the foolish king.
Ajnaha the foolish king.
Kalaibat by force.
Klebiat by
force.
Krida mrigaha a pet animal.
Krida mrigaha a pet animal.
Yatha just like.
Yatha just like.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
In this way, King Puranjana was captivated by his nice wife and was thus cheated.
In this way, King Puranjana was captivated by his nice wife
and was thus cheated.
Indeed, he became cheated in his whole existence in the material world.
Indeed, he became cheated in his whole existence in the material world.
Even against that poor foolish king's desire.
Even against that poor foolish king's desire.
He remained under the control of his wife.
He remained under the control of his wife.
Just like a pet animal that dances according to the orders of its master.
Just like a pet animal that dances according to the order of its master.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kanaya Prabhuji, would like to read the first paragraph? Purport?
Yes, Prabhuji. Swami Srila Prabhupada ji ki jai. The word Vipralavadha is very significant in this verse. We means specifically and Pralavada means obtained. Just to satisfy his desires, the king got the queen, and thus he became cheated by material existence. Although he was not willing to do so, he remained a pet animal under the control of material intelligence. Just as a pet monkey dances according to the desire of its master, the king danced according to the desires of the queen. In Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 5.5.2, it is said, Mahat Sebam Dwaram Ahur Bimukhe. If one associates with a saintly person, a devotee, one's path of liberation becomes clear. But if one associates with a woman or with a person who is too much addicted to a woman, his path of bondage becomes completely clear. So here Prabhupada is explaining that specifically obtained about the satisfying the desires, how king was captivated by queen, and is comparing the situation of how a monkey dances on instruction of his master. So similarly, king was doing everything and cheated, and he was captivated in the material existence world. But what Prabhupada is saying here, that if you associate with a saintly person, you always get devoted or get liberated. Your path will become clear. But if you are following or captivated by a person who is too much addicted to material existence or material world, your path will become bondage of that material existence will be there. So he's comparing that you should follow a saintly person for the devotional service, or to become the liberated, and to path to be clear to be away from the material existence. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So I think the transcendental message is we should not get attached to any person so much that we take birth again and again, right? So we have to make sure that in order to we have to follow the path of bhakti, and we have to do our swadharma, right? We have to do our duties, but not become too much attached. Anyone wants to share anything, or we can go to the next paragraph. Yeah, Manu Prabhuji, you want to read the next paragraph?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace from Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. On the whole, for spiritual advancement, one must give up the company of women. This is what is meant by the order of sannyasa, the renounced order. Before taking sannyasa, or completely renouncing the material world, one has to practice avoiding illicit sex. Sex life, or illicit, is practically the same. But through illicit sex, one becomes more and more captivated. By regulating one's sex life, there's a chance that one may eventually be able to renounce sex or renounce the association of women. If this can be done, advancement in spiritual life comes very easily. Hare Krishna. So, here in this paragraph, Prabhupada is clearly explaining for the spiritual advancement, one must give the company of women. This is what is meant by sannyasa, the renounced order of life. By taking sannyasa, one completely renounces the material sense enjoyment, which one of them is the big thing is sex. Whether it's illicit or illicit sex, it is the same thing. But through illicit sex, the living entity becomes more and more captivated by this material world. So by regulating or controlling sex life, there's a chance that the living entity may eventually become able to renounce sex or the association of women. If this can be done, spiritual life advancement comes easily. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I think the message is very clear. If anyone has questions, we can discuss. I think Srila Prabhupada has discussed saying that regulating means we need to have nice children. Using regulating sex life, but so this message is very clear. Unless anyone has questions, we can discuss now. Okay, I'll read the next one. Translation by Swami Srila Prabhupada. Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Yeah.
How one becomes captivated by the association of one's dear wife is explained in this chapter by Narada Muni. Attraction for one's wife means attraction for the material qualities. One who is attracted by the material quality of darkness is in the lowest stage of life. Whereas one who is attracted by the material quality of goodness is in a better position. Sometimes we see that when a person is on the platform of material goodness, he is attracted more or less by the cultivation of knowledge. This is, of course, a better position for knowledge, gives one the preference to accept devotional service. Unless one comes to the platform of knowledge, the Brahma Bhuta stage, one cannot advance in devotional service. Stop here. So Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport that if one becomes captivated by his family member, like wife specifically, as also explained in the chapter by Narada Muni. So attraction for one's wife means attraction for material qualities. And who is attracted by material qualities is in that darkness and he's in the lowest stage of life. And whereas one who is attracted by the material qualities of goodness is in a better position. So it's better to be in the mode of goodness than the mode of ignorance, right? So sometimes we see that when a person is in the platform of material goodness, which is still not pure goodness, it's just material goodness. So he's attracted more or less by the knowledge, by the cultivation of knowledge. So when he is in the mode of material goodness, he gets knowledge, and this, of course, is a better position. And the knowledge gives to accept the devotional service. So when you read shastras, and so you accept the devotional service, and in that way we come to the position of Brahma Bhuta stage, and one can advance in the devotional service. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Bala Prabhuji, you want to
Sure, Prabhu.
read
Hare,
the
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma
Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma
Na Sochiti Na Krishna Na Kankishan
Na Sochati Na Kankshati
Kankshati Samas Sarveshu Bhuteshu
Tamha Sarveshu Bhuteshu
Mad Bhaktin Labate Prabham
Labate Param.
Param. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In the state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. The platform of knowledge is advantageous because it's a means by which one may come to the stage of devotional service. However, if one takes to devotional service directly, knowledge is revealed without separate endeavor. This is confirmed in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 127.
Complete this part. Finish finish it. Do you want to finish the rest of the purport also? Read the.
I'll read it, Prabhu. It's too small for me. That's why.
Is it too small for you?
Yeah. Can you make it a little bigger?
Okay, sure. Is this better?
That's much better. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Vasudeve Bhagavati
Vasudeva
Bhagavati
Bhakti Yoga Prayojita
Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha
Janayati Asu Vairagyam
Janayati Asu Vairagyam
Jnanam Cha Yad Ahetkam.
Jnanam Cha Yad Ahitukam.
Devotional service automatically reveals actual knowledge of our material existence. One who is sufficiently intelligent immediately attains the stage of renunciation of so-called society, family, and love, as well as other things. As long as we are attached to society, family, and love of the material world, there is no question of knowledge, nor is there a question of devotional service. By directly taking to devotional service, however, one becomes filled with knowledge and renunciation. In this way, one's life becomes successful. Thus end the Bhagavad-Vedanta purports of the 4th canto, 25th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled The Descriptions of the Characters of King Puranjana. So essentially, Prabhupada is saying that once the one who is transcendently situated, at once realizes Supreme Brahman and fully becomes joyful. And he never laments or desires any other thing. And is equally disposed to every living entity. And in this case, he's doing pure devotional service unto me. And this platform knowledge becomes a means by which one can come to the devotional service. And if one takes devotional service, they renounce they don't need to put in separate endeavor to attain the if one takes devotional service directly,
and the knowledge is revealed without any separate endeavor. That means they don't have to do anything different. They just have to concentrate on the devotional service, and they can renounce the material service, and they also be able to get away from divert the attention away from the material existence of love of family, love of all the other material things, and concentrate on attaining the supreme knowledge. And they attain this, they become sufficiently intelligent, and they renounce all the so-called society, family, and other things. And as long as one is attached to the family and love of the material world, they cannot attain knowledge, and they cannot not attain knowledge. They don't have any devotional service either. So by directly taking to the devotional service, they become filled with knowledge, and they renounce all the other material world. So they become successful.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yep, Prabhuji. So I understand what it's saying, but it's a little confusing, Prabhuji. Because I think all along we've said it's okay to have grahastha life and family and all that, but as long as we put Krishna in the center, it is acceptable. But here, the message seems like renunciation is the only way for spiritual advancement. So I'm a little confused by this purport.
I think this purport says that there are different ways to do it. One is you're still attached to the family life and love of everything, and push Krishna in the center and attain it. And that might be a little slower process compared to this one, where you renounce everything and just concentrate on the devotional service. In that way, you move faster and you attain knowledge and attain the Supreme Being. At least that's my way of thinking, that there are two ways to it. Either you still stay attached and push Krishna in the center, in which case it delays your process. Whereas if you renounce everything and just concentrate on devotional service, your process is faster.
Yeah, but we haven't reached that stage, right? So, so at this point, I think every time Govardhan Prabhuji says that, we have to we have to take care of our family, right, and keep Krishna in the center, and even because even Krishna says to Arjuna, right, do your dharma. He's right. You have to fight, right, for me. He's not saying become a sannyasi, renunciate everything, right? So that's the message, right? In that way, our dharma is basically Swadharma is taking care of our family, work, and keeping Krishna in the center, right? And renunciate means not to get too much attached to the family at the same time, right? You do your duty, thinking that the family that was provided by Krishna is the children of Krishna. So we are taking care of Krishna's children. So now we are doing our dharma by taking care of them, right? And doing our roles and responsibilities and keeping Krishna in the center. So that's the renunciation. You are not getting too much attached, but at the same time, you're taking care of them. Okay.
Thank you.
Just checking who is there. Okay. Let's go to the next chapter. It's not the next chapter, my bad. You have to read all the descriptions, right? From chapter 25, right? So let's go through the all the texts of the description of the characteristics of King Puranjana. This is what we read, right? 1 second. Just wanted to very. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 57 through 61.
Yeah. So let's 65. We'll go through all the texts so that we normally what happens is when we complete a specific a specific chapter, right? We go through all the texts. So let's, yeah, Vishaka Mataji, you want to take the first two
Yes, sir.
texts?
Yes. The descriptions of the characteristics of King Puranjana by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text 1. The great sage Marteya continued speaking to Vidura. My dear Vidura, in this way Lord Shiva instructed the sons of King Brahisad, the sons of the king, who also worshipped Lord Shiva with great devotion and respect. Finally, Lord Shiva became invisible to the princess. Text 2. All the Pracheta princess simply stood in the water for 10,000 years and recited the prayers given to them by Lord Shiva.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Manu Prabhu, you want to do 3 and 4?
Hare Krishna. Text by Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text 3. While the princes were undergoing severe austerities in the water, their father was performing different types of fruitive activities. At this time, the great saint Narada, master and teacher of all spiritual life, became very compassionate upon the king and decided to instruct him about spiritual life. Text 4. Narada Muni asked King Prachinabhari, said, My dear king, what do you desire to achieve by performing these fruitive activities? The chief aim of life is to get rid of all miseries and enjoy happiness. But these two things cannot be realized by fruitive activity. Hare Krishna.
Balaprabhu, you want to read 5 and 6?
No problem. Hare Krishna. Text by Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Text 5. The king replied, O great soul Narada, my intelligence is entangled in fruity activities. Therefore, I do not know the ultimate goal of life. Kindly instruct me in pure knowledge so that I can get out of the entanglement of fruity activities. Text 6. Those who are interested only in a so-called dutiful life, namely remaining as a householder entangled by sons and a wife and searching after wealth, think that such things are life's ultimate goal. Such people simply wander in different types of bodies throughout this material existence without finding out the ultimate goal of life.
Hare Krishna. Sundarupa Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Can you want to read 7 and 8?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Text wise divine grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Text 7. The great Saint Narada said, O ruler of the citizens, my dear king, please see in the sky those animals which you have sacrificed without compassion and without mercy in the sacrificial arena. Text 8. All these animals are awaiting your death, so that they can avenge the injuries you have inflicted upon them. After you die, they will angrily pierce your body with iron horns. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I'll read text 9 and 10. Text by Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text 9. In this connection, I wish to narrate an old history connected with the character of a king called Puranjana. Please try to hear me with great attention. Text 10. My dear king, once in the past lived a king named Puranjana, who was celebrated for his great activities. He had a friend named Avignata, the unknown one. No one could understand the activities of Avignata. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, did I miss anyone? I'm sorry.
Kanaya Prabhu.
Okay. Kanaya Prabhuji, sorry. Please go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Text
Okay.
11. King Puranjana began to search for a suitable place to live, and thus he traveled all over the world. Even after a great deal of traveling, he could not find a place just to his liking. Finally, he became morose and disappointed. Text 12. King Puranjana had unlimited desire for sense enjoyment. Consequently, he traveled all over the world to find a place where all his desires could be fulfilled. Unfortunately, he found a feeling of insufficiency everywhere. Thank you.
Mataji, 13 and 14. Vishaka Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Text by Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text
Jai.
13. Once while wandering in this way, he saw on the southern side of the Himalayas, in a place named Bharatvarsha, India, a city that had 9 gates all about and was characterized by all auspicious facilities. Text 14. That city was surrounded by walls and parks, and within it were towers, canals, windows, and outlets. The houses there were decorated with domes made of gold, silver, and iron.
Krishna. Anna Prabhuji, you want to do the 1560?
Yes, text by Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Text 15. The floors of the houses in that city were made of sapphire, crystal, diamonds, pearls, emeralds, and rubies. Because of the luster of the houses in the capital, the city was compared to the celestial town named Bhogavati. Text 16. In that city, there were many assembly houses, street crossings, streets, restaurants, gambling houses, markets, resting places, flags, festoons, and beautiful parks. All these surrounded the city. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bala Prabhuji, you want to read 17 and 18?
Sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Text by Bhaktivedanta Sri Prabhupada ki Jai. Text
Yes.
17. On the outskirts of that city were many beautiful trees and creepers encircling a nice lake. Also surrounding that lake were many groups of birds and bees that were always chanting and humming. Text 18. The branches of the trees standing on the bank of the lake received particles of water carried by the spring air from the falls coming down from the icy mountain. Hare Krishna.
Sundarupa Prabhuji, 1920. Sundarupa Prabhuji, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm getting ready for the office. Okay.
Okay.
19 and 20, text wise, Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In such an atmosphere, even the animals of the forest became non-violent and non-envious like great sages. Consequently, the animals did not attack anyone. Over and above everything was the queen of the cuckoos. Any passenger passing along that path was invited by that atmosphere to take rest in that nice garden. Text 20. While wandering here and there in the wonderful garden, King Puranjana suddenly came in contact with a very beautiful woman who was walking there without any engagement. She had 10 servants with her, and each servant had hundreds of wives accompanying him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kanaya Prabhuji, you want to read 21 and 22?
Yes, Prabhuji. Isi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Text 21. The woman was protected on all sides by 5 hooded snake. She was very beautiful and young, and she appeared very anxious to find a suitable husband. Text 22. The woman's nose, teeth, and forehead were all very beautiful. Her ears were equally very beautiful and were bedecked with dazzling earrings. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. I'll read 23 and 24. Text by Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Yeah.
Text 23. The waist and hips of the woman were very beautiful. She was dressed in a yellow sari with a golden belt. While she walked, her ankle bells rang. She appeared exactly like a denizen of the heavens. Text 24. With the end of her sari, the woman was trying to cover her breasts, which were equally round and well placed side by side. She again and again tried to cover them out of shyness while she walked exactly like a great elephant. So, yeah. So Prabhuji, this Zoom session actually never ends like the previous session. So we have to, we will stop it for today, and then we can continue. And Manu Prabhuji, you can make a note of this, and so that we can start from here.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Hare
then.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.